African heritage foods. We grow them in Oregon, and we eat them at home and in school.
Okay, girl, let's get together.
Good morning!
We grow foods that nourish our bodies and cultivate community. I'm Malcolm, and I help cultivate this community farm. Being at the farm can mean so much to so many different people. It's multi-purpose. Some come to the farm for exercise, other people want to be with nature and experience all the colors, flavors, tastes, and smells offered here.
Good, vitamins. This is some good eating.
One of my favorite days is when grandmas come and harvest ingredients for community meals they make to pass on Black cultural food traditions. African heritage dishes such as butternut squash, black beans, cabbage and onions, greens, and succotash.
So what's inside your succotash, ladies?
Nearly all African traditions include a version of succotash. Everybody makes succotash differently, but everybody makes it. We're all like succotash. We are all different and all come together in different ways. Old ways are evolving. We learn from our grandmas and we add even more fresh flavors for even more delicious, nutritious, and sustainable meals. We are what we eat.
There you go!
Woo!
Oregon Harvest brings us together. For more information about Food Heroes Cultural Kits, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Apples! We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. Apples are the crunchy, juicy, healthy fruit that we eat to the core. Apples grow on apple trees, and they grow in many parts of Oregon. In spring, the farmers' apple orchards are filled with apple blossoms. Flowers get pollinated by bees and insects, and the fruit grows from that flower. In the late summer and fall, the trees are filled with sweet, ripe apples, ready to be harvested and enjoyed. There are many varieties of apples: Fuji, Granny Smith, Pink Lady, Red Delicious, and so many more. Apples are a perfect snack food and better eaten with the peel. When you eat an apple with the peel, you get the most fiber and nutrients. There are so many ways to eat apples. Wash them, then eat them whole or cooked into applesauce. You can bake them with squash, in crisps, or in apple bars. Apples are also delicious on salad and with whole grain breakfast cereal. For more information about apples, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Asparagus. We grow it in Oregon. We eat them in school. The amazing thing about asparagus is that it grows from a crown that is planted about a foot deep and takes 2 to 3 years to be ready to harvest. Asparagus is harvested in Oregon in the early spring. An asparagus spear can grow 10 inches in 24 hours. There is green, white, and purple asparagus. Green is the most common type of asparagus. Thinner asparagus spears are more delicate and tender. Thicker spears have stronger flavor and hearty texture. To make delicious roasted asparagus, simply wash and then trim the ends off the spears. Toss asparagus with oil, salt, and pepper. Place in a single layer on a baking sheet and cook at 400 degrees for about 12 minutes until slightly browned. Enjoy asparagus! To learn more about asparagus, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Beef. We raise it in Oregon. We eat it at home and in school. Delicious, nutritious beef. I'm Jim. As a rancher, I'm in the business of raising cattle for the wonderful meat that is nutritious and delicious. Cattle are raised in all 36 counties of Oregon. My grandfather and my dad raised cattle and farmed grains to feed our herd and the horses on the farm. We buy the cattle. We feed them healthy, nutritious food and water, and we grow the calf. More than 60% of the cow is used for food like great tasting steaks and the ground beef of our favorite hamburgers. Growing up, raising cattle is a family business. My dad taught me the most important thing we as ranchers can do is respect the animals. If we respect the life and the health of the animal, then the food we produce from that animal will be the best meat for all the people who eat that food. For more information about beef, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Bell peppers! We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Bell peppers are also called sweet peppers. Peppers originated in Mexico. They were spread, most likely by birds, all over South and Central America. In Oregon, bell peppers grow better than hot peppers because of the mild summer temperatures and shorter growing season. Bell peppers come in lots of colors. They could be yellow, green, orange, red, purple, white, or even brown. Green, the most common bell pepper, is an excellent source of vitamin C. In fact, green peppers have twice as much vitamin C as an orange. Bell peppers are delicious, fresh, and easy to freeze. After washing, cut peppers in half. Remove the stem, seeds, and white membrane from inside. Cut peppers into rings, strips, or diced squares. Lay them on a baking sheet. Freeze until firm. Then put them in freezer bags. That's it! Enjoy bell peppers. For more information about bell peppers, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Blueberries. We grow them in Oregon. Kids eat them in school. Blueberries. The tiny blue fruit with giant health benefits. Blueberries are delicious, very healthy for you, and they help increase your brain power. In June and July, Oregon blueberries hang in ripe clusters in the sun, ready to be harvested. Lots of Oregon commercial growers use a harvester like this one. The harvester has hundreds of long fingers that work like ours. The harvester taps and shakes the ripe berries, quickly picking an entire plant in seconds. Oregon is the top blueberry producing state. Oregonians can get them at grocery stores, schools, farmers markets, and farm stands. Blueberries. Eat them fresh by the spoonful and freeze some to enjoy in parfaits, salads, pancakes, and so much more. Freezing is easy. Simply rinse, pat dry, and put in a freezer bag so you can enjoy the delicious Oregon blueberries all year long. To learn more about blueberries, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Cranberries. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. Blackberries, raspberries, marionberries are all types of caneberries. Caneberries are the family of berries that grow on thin wood canes. Oregon, a caneberry capital of the world. Caneberries flourish in Oregon's perfect growing climate. The warm days and cool nights allow the berries to ripen slowly for the natural sugars to fully develop, giving each berry its best flavor. Oregon berry growers produce berries with exceptional taste and nutrition. They're full of fiber and antioxidants. Enjoy them fresh by the handful, or enjoy them frozen or preserved year-round. Oregon berries add sweet berry flavor to smoothies, salads, and more. To learn more about caneberries, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Cherries. Beautiful cherries. We grow them in Oregon. Kids eat them in school. My name's Megan and I grow cherries in the Dalles, Oregon. The Dalles, Oregon has over 5,000 acres of cherries grown in the area. It is Oregon cherry growing country. We grow cherries. Here's a lot of big cherries. So these cherries are still ripening. This cherry is not yet ready, but will be ready in about a week when it turns to that color. It's an amazing amount of sweet sugar, good fiber, healthy snack. Harvesting occurs in the early morning until midday when it gets warm. We want to keep that fruit as cool and as fresh as long as we can. And we have lots of cherries to harvest in a short amount of time. The skill of these pickers are phenomenal. They pull up on the stem as they release it from the tree, making sure that they're not affecting the spur, which is the flower for next year's crop. Oregon grows and ships thousands of tons of cherries every year. We pick the crop, it gets delivered to the hydrocooling station. A hydrocooler is like a big car wash to chill the fruit. The fruit gets packed and then shipped to the grocery stores, so you can enjoy wonderful, sweet Oregon cherries.
To learn more about cherries, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Cranberries. Cranberries. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. You can only get fresh cranberries in season, but you can get canned, dried, and frozen cranberries all year long. Dried cranberries are delicious as a snack that you can eat by the handful or add them to everything from whole grain oats to salad. And you can easily blend fresh or frozen cranberries with apples for cranberry applesauce. Oregon's mild coastal climate is ideal for growing cranberries. Cranberries grow on the ground like other agricultural crops, but instead of growing in rows, they grow as a ground cover in a single mass. Growers flood the fields to harvest them. When the cranberries are ripe, they fill the bog up with water. Then growers use machines to loosen the berries so they come off the plant and float to the top. Growers corral the floating berries into one side of the bog and use rakes to get the cranberries from the bog to the conveyor belt, which puts them into the truck to be processed so you can enjoy them fresh, frozen, canned, and dried. To learn more about cranberries, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Milk, dairy, milk, dairy, milk. We produce it in Oregon. Healthy foods made from dairy. We eat them all at school. Dairy. This is a Guernsey cow. It's a breed of dairy cow that is raised to give milk. And raising dairy cows to produce delicious, nutritious milk is what we do. We are Oregon dairy farmers. We raise happy, healthy cows, and they give us wholesome, quality milk. We know the names of all 95 of our milk-producing cows because they are part of our life here on the farm. And the foods made from milk, like cheese, yogurt, and cottage cheese, are healthy snacks that make my kids' bodies the best they can be. Our cows also need nutritious foods to be healthy, and lots of fresh water, plenty of sleep, and staying clean. In our barn, robots help us care for our cows. Robots feed the cows, robots brush the cows clean, and robots even milk the cows. The cows in our herd produce on average 6 gallons of milk per day. The only thing the robots can't do is love the cows, so we make sure they get plenty of love. We are a happy, healthy family of Oregon dairy farmers. For more information about dairy, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Dried beans. Delicious beans. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Dried beans come from beans. It's as simple as that. There are so many different kinds of beans. Pinto, black, lima, kidney, navy, garbanzo, and so many more. Beans are actually large seeds. When you plant a bean seed, you're planting a bean. It will grow into a plant that produces beans. Beans are nitrogen fixers, which means they help make the soil healthy. And beans are amazing for your body. They have lots of iron so you can run faster and jump higher. Cooking dried beans is easy. Remove stones, seeds, or damaged beans, then rinse. Boil in water and simmer until tender, or soak overnight, then cook. Then add them to everything, from succotash to soup, or with cheese on a soft taco for a delicious snack. To learn more about dried beans, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Grapes. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Grapes can be grown all throughout Oregon, but require a cool winter and a warm growing season. Farmers plant grapes in rows and on hills with southern exposure to get the most sun. The more sun grapes get, the better the end result. Did you know raisins are dried grapes? Grapes. The Concord grape is a variety that is often used to make grape juice. Grapes used for juice have skins that slip off easily. Table grapes have thinner skin that is harder to peel away. Frozen grapes are a fun snack and treat. Try putting grapes and other berries on a kebab stick and enjoy eating them on a hot day. Grapes are an excellent source of vitamin C, which supports your immune system. Rinse grapes and pack in lunches for a quick, delicious snack. To learn more about grapes, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Green beans. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. Green beans. Fresh, frozen, or canned. Oregon produces a lot of beans. And in Oregon, because of its mild and not too windy climate, we grow some of the straightest beans around. This makes the Oregon bean fit best in the can. Oregon farmers grow so many beans, they are harvested for 24 hours a day for months. Beans take about 65 days from when you plant them to when they need to be harvested. To pick beans, the harvester uses metal fingers to rake the beans off. Then, big fans blow the lighter leaves out of the beans. As soon as the beans are harvested and the trucks are loaded, they head right to the processor to be cleaned, cut, and then frozen or canned. You can buy them at stores and have them fresh right at home, and they are so easy to roast and delicious. Just rinse, clean, and snap off the ends, top with oil, salt, and pepper, then lay on a baking sheet and roast. That's it. To learn more about green beans, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Kiwi. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. Kiwi are the perfect fruit for a food adventure. Kiwi are sweet and tart to the taste and colorful on the inside. Oregon farmers and gardeners grow two kinds of kiwi. Little kiwi berries, called hardy kiwi, and larger egg-sized kiwi, called fuzzy fruit. Kiwi grow in vines. Adventure under a kiwi vine, and you will find a fruit with a fuzzy skin. If you like to explore food, you can eat kiwi with the skin on. They are delicious and good for you. Kiwi are a source of vitamin E, which is good for healthy skin and eyes. In Oregon, kiwi are harvested in late fall when they are still firm. Put firm kiwi in a paper bag on the counter, and when they are soft, they are ready to eat. Cut them up and put them into fruit salads, coleslaw, salsa, or explore the taste of the fruit by itself. Be a food adventurer and explore kiwi. To learn more about kiwi, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Latino Flavors. We eat them at school and in our homes. Family meals prepared from traditional recipes are essential for us. My name is Rosario, and my family is from Tecolotlan, Jalisco, Mexico. I have lived in Oregon for 4 years, but I always made sure my meals have that authentic Latino flavors I learned from my mom. She taught me how to grow and use herbs like epazote, cilantro, oregano, and mint. Fresh herbs grow all year in the warmer Latin American climate. We use them for everything: taquitos, lentil soup, and chile rellenos. We love being in our garden and growing herbs. The Oregon growing season is shorter and cooler than in Latin America. So to eat Latino's flavor all year in Oregon, we preserve herbs by drying or freezing them. To dry oregano, we tie bouquets together and hand them. To freeze cilantro, we blend it with oil and freeze it in ice cubes. Then we use them to cook the recipes that go back for generations in our family. By preserving herbs, we enjoy the Latino flavors that we love. Oregon Harvest brings us all together. For more information about our cultural kit, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Leeks. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Leeks, the delicious vitamin-packed leek. The leek is in the same family as onions and garlic. This long, tall, onion-flavored vegetable is mostly harvested in Oregon from September through April. Leeks are planted about 6 inches apart that grow into thick stems about 1 inch in diameter. The lower and middle white part and light green part is the part you eat. When farmers harvest leeks, they pull them out of the soil, roots and all. Because they grow straight out of the soil and grow in tight layers, the leek collects a lot of dirt. To clean it, cut the leek lengthwise and scrub all the dirt from its many layers. Then wash your own hands and start to cut to be used raw or cooked in delicious recipes like soups, salads, and sautés. Leeks. To learn more about leeks, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Mushrooms! Farmers grow them indoors in Oregon. Kids eat them at home and in school. Mushrooms! The food that is fun to explore and delicious to eat. Mushrooms are different than most crops that are grown in Oregon. And that is because mushrooms do not need sunlight to grow like other green-leafed vegetables and fruits. Mushrooms are grown indoors all year long. Mushrooms reproduce by spores, not seeds. Spores are so small you cannot see them with your own eyes. Farmers mix tiny spores in soil, and they grow and grow into delicious mushrooms for us to eat. Oregon farmers grow white button, cremini, portobello, and shiitake mushrooms. Mushrooms add flavor to lots of recipes. Try them on pizza, omelets, and with whole grain pasta, or add them to your favorite dishes. Explore the delicious tastes of different mushrooms. For more information about mushrooms, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Onions. We grow them in Oregon. Kids eat them in school. My name is Ryan, and I'm a proud Oregon onion farmer. Together, we Oregon farmers grow high-quality storage onions that are shipped all over the world. We all grow lots of varieties of red, white, and yellow onions. Onions add flavor and color to foods we love to eat. You likely can't taste the difference between varieties, but each grows a little differently in size, color, roundness, storability, and susceptibility to insects or disease. On our farm, we have been cultivating an open-pollinated red onion variety for years. We know what we want next year's onions to look like. So each year we select perfect mother bulbs. We let the mother bulbs flower. The flowers are pollinated by insects and then go to seed. The seeds we harvest are dried and stored for next year's crop. Some of the seeds we directly plant into the ground. Some of the seeds are grown into baby onions and then transplanted. When we harvest onions, we leave them in the fields to cure. Curing onions means they are left to dry in the heat of the summer sun. Onions stored in a cool, dark place will be delicious for months. To learn more about onions, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Parsnips, parsnips. We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Parsnips are a cold weather root vegetable that grow well in Oregon. Oregon springs are perfect for planting parsnip seeds. Parsnip seeds germinate in relatively cool soil and take 6 months to mature. Parsnips are harvested from July to December. Cold temperatures convert some of parsnips' natural carbohydrates into sugar, so parsnips might taste sweeter after cold Oregon frost. Parsnips and carrots are related root vegetables. Parsnips have a mild, celery-like fragrance and a sweet, nutty flavor. Parsnips are a good source of potassium and fiber, which helps keep you strong and feeling your best. Parsnips are easy to prepare. Toss thinly sliced parsnips with olive oil and a little salt. Roast at 400 degrees on a tray until crisp. That's it! Try roasting parsnips with carrots. Things that grow together taste great together. To learn more about parsnips, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Peaches! Peaches! We grow them in Oregon. We eat them in school. Can you believe there are over 700 different varieties of peaches? Some are even flat like a hockey puck. Color is not a good indicator of ripeness. Ripe peaches should be soft to the touch but not mushy. A peach is classified as a drupe, or a fruit with a hard stone center. In Oregon, fresh peaches are in season from mid-July until September, and delicious frozen or canned peaches are available year-round. Peach orchards are sprinkled all across Oregon, and many of them feature U-picks. That means you can go and harvest your own peaches. Eat peaches fresh and plain. Mix sliced peaches with plain yogurt and whole grains for a quick, healthy breakfast. Add fresh or frozen peaches to smoothies for a refreshing treat, or add a slice of peach to give water a flavor boost. Peaches are delicious and nutritious. Peaches! To learn more about peaches, search Oregon Harvest for School.
Woo! Peas, peas, pea pods. Peas! We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. If you plant peas in your garden, you will have a springtime snack at your fingertips. It's easy and fun to plant peas. You plant a dry pea seed. The seed sprouts and grows roots. As the plant grows, it sends out tendrils. Tendrils wrap around anything near it to support the growing stem. Up and up peas grow. There are 2 types of peas you can eat. 1, you eat the whole pea pod. Those are sugar snap peas or snow peas. Give them a rinse and eat them raw or sautéed in stir fries. The other type of edible pea is a shelling pea. These green peas grow in a pod but are shelled or removed from the pod for cooking and eating. Green peas are delicious to eat fresh, frozen, and canned. Peas! For more information about peas, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Rhubarb! We grow it in Oregon. We eat it in schools. Rhubarb pies and crisp. Spring is a special time for more sunshine and warmth. And in Oregon, spring is the time for harvesting rhubarb. Rhubarb is a perennial plant that will grow year after year in the same spot. To harvest rhubarb, farmers cut way down at the bottom of the tough, hard stalks. We do not eat the leaves. The giant leaves make a great hat, but are toxic to eat. Leaves are cut off during the harvest, and the rhubarb stalks are ready to be made into pies and crisps. Making rhubarb blueberry crisps is a fun springtime tradition. Just mix blueberries and rhubarb in a bowl, and mix in a heated and thickened liquid of cornstarch, sugar, apple juice, and vanilla. Spoon the glazed mixture into baking dishes, crumble on an oat mixture on top, and bake in the oven until it is cooked and the topping is crisp. Rhubarb blueberry crisp. For more information about rhubarb, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Oregon seafood! We eat Oregon seafood at home and in school.
Oregon's fishing families catch seafood for everyone to enjoy.
There are lots of kinds of Oregon seafood just below the surface of the sea.
Dungeness crab, pink shrimp, salmon, sole, rockfish, and albacore tuna. You can get Oregon seafood fresh, frozen, or canned right off the dock or in a grocery store. Oregon seafood is delicious, nutritious, and easy to prepare. An all-time classic is canned tuna. And this day, the Mediterranean tuna salad is on the menu. Place tuna in a bowl. Break apart the chunks of tuna. Mix in grated carrots, chopped cucumbers, frozen peas, and salad dressing. You can serve it on crackers, lettuce leaves, or make sandwiches with whole wheat pocket bread. The perfect seafood mixture, packed with protein and healthy nutrients.
Oregon seafood!
Caught by Oregon fishing families. To learn more about Oregon seafood, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Strawberries! We grow them in Oregon. Kids and teachers eat them in schools. The month of June is strawberry harvest time in Oregon. Oregon's climate is ideal for growing strawberries. The cool nights and sunny days of spring and early summer help berries ripen slowly, which allows the sugars in the berries to increase until they are ripe. That's why they're so sweet. Strawberries have hundreds of seeds on the outside, but you don't plant the seeds. Strawberry plants reproduce by sending out these runners. A runner is a horizontal stem that grows baby strawberry plants. In the spring, they grow flowers. From that flower comes a strawberry that gets sweeter as it ripens. And then we harvest them. Harvest time is short, but you can freeze your harvest. First, wash your hands and the fruit. Then pinch the stems off. Put them on trays. Freeze them. And finally, put them in freezer bags so you can enjoy Oregon summer strawberries all year long. For more information about strawberries, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Summer squash. We grow it in Oregon. We eat it in school. Summer squash grow quickly and are ready to harvest in mid-July in Oregon's Willamette Valley, and weeks later in cool growing regions of the state. Some squash plants spread out while they grow, and some squash grows in a central mound. Squash has both female and male flowers, and requires the aid of pollinators like bees to form fruit. The most popular summer squash is zucchini, but it is just one of many kinds. There are several types of summer squash, including patty pan, zucchini, and crookneck. Summer squash has soft skin and should be eaten shortly after harvest. It is easy to roast. Wash summer squash and cut into similar sized pieces about 1/2 inch thick. Mix with oil, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Place in a single layer on a baking sheet and bake at 400 degrees for about 12 minutes until lightly browned. That's it! If you want to start a garden, summer squash is one of the easiest things to grow and cook. To learn more about summer squash, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Turnips! We grow them in Oregon. We eat them at home and in school. Turnips are a root vegetable in season in Oregon from October through March. Turnip roots and leaves are full of nutrients and can be eaten raw and cooked. They can be substituted for potatoes in some recipes or cooked with potatoes in delicious potato turnip gratin. A gratin is a dish that has cheese and breadcrumbs on top, and when baked, it turns lightly browned and yummy. To make potato turnip gratin, sauté onions in butter until softened. Then make a creamy sauce by adding salt, garlic powder, pepper, and flour, and then stir in milk. Then in a baking dish, make layers of turnips, potatoes, the sauce mixture, and grated cheese. Sprinkle on a buttery breadcrumb topping. Bake at 350 degrees for 50 minutes until the potato turnip gratin is hot and cheesy and the breadcrumbs have browned. You know it's done when the potatoes and turnips are tender and ready to be shared with friends. To learn more about turnips, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Watermelon. We grow it in Oregon. We eat it in school. In Oregon, watermelons grow best in the warmer climate of the eastern part of the state and are popular in schools because they are ripe in late September. Some are red, yellow, large, or small, ones with and without seeds. Watery watermelon is a classic summer treat. Just slice into triangles and eat. Use a plastic knife or cookie cutter to cut watermelon into cubes or fun shapes. Watermelon tastes great in salsa or with lime. When choosing a watermelon, pick one that is firm and heavy. Look for a creamy yellow spot from where it sat on the ground and ripened in the sun. Then you know it's ripe. Watermelons are 92% water, which makes them a food that can help you stay hydrated, especially on a hot summer day. Watermelons have lots of lycopene, a big word for the pigment that gives watermelon its red color. Lycopene is an antioxidant that promotes heart and immune system health. To learn more about watermelons, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.
Oregon wheat.
Wheat is the most widely used grain.
We eat wheat in bread, buns,
pizza crusts,
pasta, crackers, and more. Look for foods made with whole wheat and make half your grains whole grains. Whole grains are higher in fiber and are really healthy. There are many varieties of wheat. In Oregon, we grow a lot of soft white wheat, used in Asian noodles, flatbreads, and more. Wheat is planted in the winter or spring, depending on the land and weather.
In eastern Oregon, there is less summer moisture,
so farmers plant winter wheat and it grows for months.
When the wheat turns from green to golden brown, it is ready to be harvested. Farmers use combines to harvest wheat.
Combine threshes it,
which means it cuts off the tops where the grain is held. In the combine, kernels of wheat are separated from the chaff. Trucks take a load of kernels to a local grain elevator, and the elevators ship the wheat by barge or train
to the port where it's sent overseas, or to be ground into flour, so we can eat delicious, nutritious wheat products.
This is whole wheat flour.
To learn more about wheat, search Oregon Harvest for Schools.